Is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the Unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Do you think that worked? Bella Verita, it's Andrea Cataneo's Heart of Influence. Of course, I believe that worked. Thanks everybody for being here. It's Thankful Thursday. We're exploring the superpower of integrity and meeting some extraordinary human beings. Bella Verita, who's here?
John, we definitely have some extraordinary individuals here for Andrea Cataneo's Impactful Business Leaders Heart of Influence. And first up, from Lake George, New York, founder and CEO of a global fashion business platform, democratizing the industry, providing access to growth businesses anywhere in the U.S., launched a global fashion directory in 2017, providing resources, services, and job openings available anywhere, the LinkedIn for fashion. Originally built out web and online marketing in early 2000s, quickly gained investors locally, served creatives, and now exploding outward. Let's welcome to the show, Melissa Shea.
Melissa, coming from the great Lake George, you certainly sound like an impact business leader for sure. Hope the Wax Museum as well. Frankenstein say hello. Fort William Henry and all the things. But Melissa, please, we kick this show off, as Plato said, with a fun fact, because he said, play a game with me for an hour, and we will learn more about each other than if we speak for a year. So it could be an adventurous moment. It could be a scary moment. It could be a proud moment, something extraordinary. Whatever, Melissa, that you would share with us in a headline, not a story, that would make us say, Melissa, no way. Please, Melissa, what is your fun fact?
Okay, my fun fact is I created a music video to surprise my husband, who was serving in the Navy on a tiny island in the middle of the Indian Ocean.
Wow. Well, first of all, thank you for your husband's service and your sacrifices as well to keep our nation safe and free. And what a thoughtful, powerful, amazing thing to do. And Melissa, are you ready to have a little bit of fun today on Andrea Cataneo's Impact Player Heart of Influence?
Sure, I sure am.
Awesome. Thank you, Melissa. Bella, Melissa is ready. And what a beautiful headline. What a great leadership. Let's go.
Yes, sir. We prepped in the green room. Next up, from Northport, New York, works at one of the largest private jet charter brokers in the country, the first Argus safety certified, specialized in leisure and business, and helping high net and ultra high net worth individuals plan vacations and businesses move executives around the world. facilitating over 150 trips in the last 18 months, surpassing almost every broker in his industry. Let's welcome to the Heart of Influence, Jesse Schandler.
Jesse, that's
who Sean informed me in the green room that he is definitely better than a root canal or a cup of coffee. So he's done his research.
Jesse, that is awesome. Not confused. And we definitely could have, I'm sure, shaved a couple of dollars off and had an even more extraordinary experience, Bella, flying to Necker Island and other places if we knew Jesse at the time. But Jesse, thank you for being here and your fun fact.
And Jesse, if you just want to unmute for us, because it sounded like you said something fun earlier, but we didn't hear what it said, what you was.
I apologize. Yeah, well, you didn't mention the cup of coffee, number 10. I mean, the private jet, number 10, but yeah. I was going to say a fun fact that I was a hockey player. I played junior hockey, but I'll give you the second fun fact because you said about meeting someone famous. It's kind of dual prongs. So I have a dog named Bill Murray, and I was at MSG, and no one could talk to Bill Murray, but I showed him my dog, said this is Bill Murray, and then we spoke for about 30 minutes, and he couldn't have been nicer.
Wow.
You met Bill Murray with your dog, Bill Murray?
My dog wasn't there. I just showed a photo, and
Oh,
let me just say something. If there is barking, I apologize. My dog, there are a lot of BUNNIES in the backyard, and he flips out.
Well, I don't think the heavy stuff is going to come down for a while yet. Let's Jesse have an extraordinary day and tell Bill we say hello.
Thank you.
Bella Verita, that is a Caddyshack reference, Bella. Let's go.
Caddyshack, you know all the references. Plainview, New York has been called the hardest working guy in IR by fund managers, bankers, and research analysts, an expert advisor on everything from disclosure regulations and compliance, strategic corporations, and corporate development. Retain an exponential relationship-based network for companies ranging from 10 million to 10 billion in market cap for all sectors. Let's welcome to the show, Peter Southworth.
Peter, welcome to Andrea Cataneo's Heart of Influence. Sir, happy Thankful Thursday and your fun fact. Very welcome.
Fun fact. Okay. For a capital markets guy, I guess some might think it's interesting. I'm a front man in a rock and roll cover band. Been doing that for about 10 years. I've done over 150 shows. And last night I was in the studio. My original vocal coach told me, Peter, one thing you're not is a metal singer. Last night we were doing Megadeth, the Scorpions, and some Judas Priest. How do you like that?
Let's go. Let's go. Megadeth, Judas Priest in the house for sure. And what's your favorite artist of all time, Peter?
My son just asked me that. As a matter of fact, he's 20. He's with me for the summer from, as a sophomore from college. I think it would probably be Soundgarden or Alice in Chains. I'm a big grunge fan, so
that's awesome.
Hard to lay just one.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. It's definitely a super cool fun fact. 150 shows, Bella Verita, rocking the cover band space, ripping it open. Come on.
Speaking of rocking it out, not sure where she's from. However, she is a rock star, president and CEO with 40 plus years in all areas of corporate management and finance, operating and managing entertainment and media companies, working with publicly traded and private companies, corporate legal, financial counsel, and auditors, specializing in music, TV, digital media, management, distribution, and more. A professional drummer, pianist, sound composer, recording artist, and music producer and publisher. Let's welcome to the show, rocking on Roxana Green.
Roxana, welcome to the party. Drummer? Is that correct?
Thank you, Sean. I am. And first of all, I am on family break, and it's only Andrea that could get me on the show when I'm not in an office setting. I work all the time. But yeah, I as I'm hearing you read this back, I'm like, oh my gosh. I didn't wake up yesterday doing all that. I'm not young. I got some years and moons behind me, but I started playing drums professionally at the age of 13, 14.
Wow.
It is my passion. Music is my passion, actually. So everything you heard is come from 40 years in the making of living it and doing it with my late husband and many others that I've come up on the shoulders on.
Awesome. Well, appreciate that very much, Roxana. Thanks for being here today. And favorite drummer, favorite artist overall of our time, if they're different, please.
I think I have many drummers. I mean, come back to Buddy, Rich to, Keith Moon, John Bonham. I mean, all of them. Pert. I think for me, as a young age, I learned how to play all styles of music. So it wasn't like a performer; it was a craft. And I started learning how to play all the imaginable tempos, right? Jazz, Latin, country. My favorite music is country rock, southern rock, pop. My favorite experience I'll share with you is that by the time I was 19, I was recording my first. I was in my first recording session in Nashville with an Elvis impersonator because I guess it's in music I mimicked the most as a young kid. And after I played 4 songs in the studio with the Jordanaires and the Elvis impersonator, in the booth was DJ Fontana, Elvis's first drummer. And I heard someone say, hey, he was actually on the session as a producer, and they were like, hey, you should get in here and play after, she's finished. And then he's like, I'm not getting in that booth after that young woman. No way. So for me, that was a great, it was, we played differently, right? Different eras of his music. So that was a incredible learning experience.
Well, thank you for bringing your mastery present, all your energy. Thank you, Roxanne, for being here today. Bella,
Thank you.
we literally have rock stars. Let's go.
We literally have rock stars. Hanging out with this rock star is another rock star from Maywood, New Jersey. Always in the corporate space, a CEO, entrepreneur with 2 companies, one in cybersecurity and another one with a patent logistics delivery, background in computer science, economics, and business, driving strategy for organizations in healthcare industry for 9 years. First generation U.S. citizen with college education, needed to have security for his life and family, loves building, gives access to those who wouldn't have it otherwise, now considered a VP role at a Fortune 50 company. Let's welcome to the show, Henry Perez.
That's Henry, right, Bella?
What's that?
Henry?
Yes, Henry.
Yeah, right. Henry, welcome to the party. I thought so, and I just misheard something. So, Henry, welcome, and please, your fun fact.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Fun fact is I flew my first airplane at the age of 12, thanks to my dad, because he was a pilot, and I was able to go up 17,000 feet on a small Cessna, and he allowed me to grab the steering wheel, and I slightly turned the plane to the right, to the left. So I consider that flying the plane.
Yeah.
That was a fun fact that I had. And also just growing up, I was a little bit of a soccer star. For a moment there, it looked like I was going to hit professional level. Unfortunately, I had a sports injury, which ended it. But I got to play with some very interesting people. I met some professionals like Alexis Lalas, who played in the U.S. men's team World Cup in '94. So those are some fun facts about me.
Cool. Henry, love it. Appreciate it. Enormous level. Sounds like magic. And yes, turning a plane in the air, I definitely consider flying it. Welcome to the party. Thanks for being here, Henry.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bella, the dude flies planes, plays with professional soccer players, drummers, rock stars, impact players, leading Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. Come on, it's Andrea Catanio's Art of Influence. Bella.
Yes, all the things that you said, Sean. And next up, from Fairfax, Virginia, founder of a governmental blockchain association with over 120 government blockchain chapters established around the world, developing training materials that cover most of his established blockchain protocols, platforms, and products. He has addressed the UN, delivered keynotes to 1,000 of industry leaders around the world, and advised national, state, and local officials and leaders. And coming to us from his car as his daughter drives, let's welcome to the show, Gerard Shea.
Gerard, welcome to Andrea Catanio's Heart of Influence. And first of all, Gerard, we want to make sure that your daughter is not 12 years old as she's driving you. Is she older than 12, Gerard?
No, and we're back at the house, so all good. Thanks very much. Okay, so my fun fact, there's a long story behind it, but I'll just tell you the end result. I'm a former United States military intelligence professional that was invited to China to evaluate Chinese military secrets, and had the opportunity to share the gospel with senior members of the Chinese Communist Party.
Whoa.
Dude, okay. So we've had more than 6,000 people on this show. That is unquestionably a top 10, if not top 5.
I'm going top 5, Sean, for
And
sure.
maybe top 1 fun fact, James Bond meets Jason Bourne. So should we just call you like J squared? Is that cool?
J squared, I like that. If you could put my head on his body, I think that would work really well.
Let's go. J squared. We got military intelligence and sharing gospels with people at the head of China. Blofeld is in the space. Who knows, Bella Verita? Perhaps Spectre is around. Come on, Bella.
This is an incredible. That was definitely a super fun fact. And last but not least, the woman that brought us all together today from Nutley, New Jersey, the deal attorney, having led over 200 companies, capital market transactions in the past 25 years, taking companies public in the 7 different ways to do it. 2 years out of law school, built $1 million solo practice from her basement as a single mom of 2 young daughters, proudly serving for over a decade on the board of the National Investment Banking Association, helping companies get connected to thousands of members and funding sources. Let's welcome to the show, Andrea Cataneo.
It's Andrea Cataneo. Extraordinary group of humans. But what else have we come to know and expect of you? Thank you for bringing these impact players together, Andrea Cataneo. And please, your fun fact.
I'm going to go with one of my musical fun facts today. I once challenged Meatloaf to a pinball game, thinking I actually had a chance at beating him, and he kicked my ass.
Consistent with the rock star theme, and it wasn't like Tatum O'Neal as Amanda Wurlitzer playing Kelly Leak in the Bad News Bears, was it? You had to like then go on a date with Meatloaf or something for losing?
It was not like that at all. And he would use the old-fashioned, paddle pinball outside of Studio A at Power Station to decompress. And I thought, this is how I could get to know him without sounding like a groupie. But
yes.
I lost
Captain Fantastic, Meatloaf in the house, Andrea Cataneo, as we throw pop culture references around like pieces of popcorn. And let me introduce now Andrea, if it's okay with you, our co-host. This woman started selling crafts on her front lawn as an 8-year-old. She's not Dr. No. She's not Blofeld, nor is she Goldfinger, and she's not Pussy Galore from Goldfinger. This woman, by the age of 19, was a top income earner in the space of network marketing as an extraordinary human. I mean, who does that? Making 7 figures in network marketing. But then at the age of 24, like Michael Jordan, this woman began her career as a three-peater, but not in basketball, but as the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada, 24, 25, 26 years old. She was the first woman ever to do it. And at 24 years old, she was the youngest person, male or female, ever to do it, let alone three-peat. She began to train Fortune 500 companies, including those giant mega places on the Las Vegas Strip, in influence, leadership, speaking, etiquette, appearance, all kinds of amazing things, as well as entrepreneurs. In fact, in 2019, every sales team this rock star worked with doubled their sales. Skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer, in the most extreme of conditions. Maybe she learned it from a blind man, or maybe YouTube. Depends on her feelings about the blind man on that day. She's a philanthropist raising millions of dollars for the Unblinded team. In fact, 8 figures in the past 2 years for charity. And published author. 2023, though, was her biggest triumph, where she was diagnosed with triumph over cancer publicly, vulnerably, transparently, inspiring many. And this woman put the heart in the heart of influence. She is co-hosting her more than 800th episode of this show. Let's welcome to her show, Bella Verita. Hello, not Dr. No.
Hello, I am not Dr. No. Thank you, Sean, and everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. And my fun fact, since we're talking about like music and rock stars, is I grew up in Texas. I have never stepped foot into a Texas saloon until last night, where I went and saw a friend from high school who is now a singer in a band, apparently. So I stepped foot with my high school friends in a Texas saloon last night. Here, and that is my fun fact because being 47 years old and being from Texas and not ever stepping foot into a Texas saloon, I think is a pretty fun fact.
That is a very fun fact, Bella Verita. Yes, Texas saloons, swinging doors, all the things. And please, Bella Verita, what are we doing?
Well, Sean, I think what we're doing, let me think. Oh, wait, I'm going to introduce my co-host, the man that Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy. He beats world champions like Becky at body surfing competitions. He is only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016, and the only one that was blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. And in fact, the state of New Jersey thought he was so cool that they actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins 18 times. And when he's not busy being on stages, causing outcomes for others, he's an incredible philanthropist that in the last 2 years raised nearly $10 million for charities through sustainable giving. Let's welcome to the show my co-host, Sean Callagy.
Well, Rita, thank you for that. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Andrea, of course, for putting this all together. And I often go with the fact that I'm a blind man, can't see anything in front of me, and I've taught sighted people to ski, to surf, and to scuba dive. And my surfboard was bitten by a shark 9 months ago. But I'm going to add a couple quick fun facts because of the rock star component of this. Kenny Aronoff, who's been on 300 million albums, and he's the drum soloist on that beautiful riff, powerful, iconic moment in the song Jack and Diane. He's played with Meatloaf, all these extraordinary people. Kenny Aronoff has been in our Unblinded Elite program and a super friend of the Unblinded world. And Melissa Etheridge said this to me at a lunch that we had with her and 5 other fine folks at the table. She said exactly, after we spoke for about an hour, that there is no white, straight male that has ever gotten her music at the level I get it at, not even Bruce Springsteen, was her direct quote at our lunch. So, Bella Verita, that is my fun fact.
That is a beautiful fun fact. And on that fun fact note, I may just be honored and the privilege to do some super fun things with Melissa Etheridge myself at an event that you took me to. And I can confirm she did, in fact, confirm that statement that she did make. So, Sean, thank you for...
Bella may have puff passed to and with Melissa Etheridge, yes.
Who's
going first?
I may have puff. Let's kick this off with our jet-setting friend, Jesse.
Jesse, we are exploring the superpower of influence. Obviously, brother, if you got 150 trips in 18 months, you're causing yes. But what does yes look like with sophisticated, extraordinary people, which you know is something about? So Bella's going to be anybody you want her to be. She could be an ideal client looking to fly to Necker Island and bouncing off to Europe and all over the place on a PJ at all different sizes, maybe even a BBJ, whatever you want. Philanthropists, perhaps, super fundraising, ecosystem merging, maybe somebody super famous like Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan, anybody, Jesse, that you'd be going from hello to yes with in 3 minutes. It doesn't have to be a sale. We're not pitching, hooking, closing. This is not Wolf of Wall Street, meet Shark Tank, Jordan Belfort can stay home. But instead, this is when heart-centered, integrous, sophisticated people get together and a yes makes sense. How do we get through all the noise? So the yes could be just a yes for a longer conversation. Jesse, please, who would you like Bella to be?
So Bella, you are a referral from my longtime client, Sean. I said nothing but great things about you. That I have to take care of you.
Awesome. Bella Verita, take us in.
Hello, this is Bella.
Hey, Bella, this is Jesse from Apollo Jets. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, Jesse. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Sean told me you're looking for a flight in the next week. Want to give you a call, see what's going on.
Yes, definitely. Look, we're actually going to be going to Grand Cayman as a team and evaluating how it might make sense for us all to fly privately together.
Okay. Let me ask you, do you currently fly privately or is it predominantly commercial? How many people are you flying with? Things of that nature.
We're going to be, I think we're flying with, I don't know, let's call it 8 people. I'd have to do some numbers off the top of my head, but let's just call it 8. And I would say regularly we fly commercial, and then occasionally we have had the need or it did make sense to fly privately instead.
Okay, understood. So real quick, where would you be originating from?
Newark, New Jersey.
Okay,
Or
so
Teterboro is
yeah,
where.
Teterboro or Trenton, whatever that might be. And as this is a family trip, I would assume you want to be, in a luxurious aircraft, stand-up cabin, things of that nature, or would you rather just make it most economical and you just all want to be together and get there as quick as possible?
I would say probably most economical, get there as quickly as possible all together.
Okay. So what I'll do, if you don't mind.
But I personally would like free-flowing champagne, maybe a butler for my own needs, but those things we could be discussed. Like I'd like a shrimp tray, something to go, some cheese to go with my champagne.
I will handle the catering for you.
Okay.
It is a little bit of a long flight, so I think you'd need a minimum of a super mid-sized jet, whether that's a Citation 10 or a Challenger 300. To be determined. I'll also show you options on larger size aircraft, Gulfstream G4SP, Falcon 2000, stuff of that nature. Catering will be on me. More than happy to do that. What makes sense? Sending you options.
And I like rosé champagne, just so you know.
I will see you guys off at the airport, and I will have bottles upon bottles of rosé.
Okay,
no
perfect.
problem. What makes sense? Sending you options via email or text? What's easiest for you?
I'm allergic to email, so text would be great.
Okay. All right. Well, Sean gave me your number, and again, I truly appreciate it.
Perfect. And I have Sean's credit card, so whenever you're ready, just send that over and we'll get started.
All right. I'll put the catering on him. Once I send
No,
you
you
the
said
options,
the catering was on you. He buys me enough champagne. You said the catering was on you.
I got it. I was kidding. Of course, I'll take care of catering. Once I send the options over to you, could we jump on another call and discuss? See what makes sense?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Awesome. Jesse, great job. Yes, she is a handful and a half. I know. So thank you very much, brother. We'll get to the feedback in a moment. Wonderful job. Bella Verita, free flowing champagne. Yes, not your first PJ rodeo. Who's up next?
Not my first PJ rodeo. Next up, we've got Melissa.
Melissa, please, who would you like Bella to be that you're going from hello to yes with?
I would like Bella to be someone who could connect me to family investment offices or high wealth individuals who want to invest in women-owned businesses.
Nice. Bella, take us in.
Hello, this is Bella.
Hi, Bella. I was referred to you by Andrea as someone who's a great connector and very supportive of entrepreneurs. And I just wanted to take a moment of your time to talk to you about what Fashion Mingle is trying to accomplish for women on a global scale and see if you might have any referrals to potential investors.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. She did tell me you were going to be calling.
Okay. Well, so Fashion Mingle was created in 2017 with the goal of connecting everybody who works in the fashion industry in one place on one platform. And we're often referred to as LinkedIn for the fashion industry. So we have over 10,000 members and we are based in New York City, but we are looking for our second investor to get us to seed stage and help us with the marketing and continued development of our platform. So we're looking for family offices who like to invest in women and minority-owned businesses or high wealth individuals that are looking to invest as well.
So sounds super interesting. Can you tell me a little bit about the platform and what it does? And so I can think of what type of investors?
Yeah, so the way it works is no matter where you are in the world, if you're the first person to join from your city, you automatically create a local fashion directory for your city. We have over 125 categories so that no matter what a designer needs from concept to customer, they can find the resources they need locally or anywhere in the world.
That sounds super interesting. And so who are the main users for this?
The main users are entrepreneurs themselves. Most of our members and most of the fashion industry is ran by small businesses who are doing things like providing apparel manufacturing, on a small batch manufacturing scale. They're part of the supply chain, or they're people like seamstresses, pattern makers, even on the marketing side, fashion photographers, makeup artists, everything you would need to start a fashion collection, hire everybody you need to create your samples, create your marketing, and then get it produced and sold to buyers.
This sounds super interesting, Melissa. And I would definitely be interested in setting up a longer conversation because I love fashion.
Bella, Verita, yes. I'm not confused. Melissa, great job. Jesse, great job. Bella, I think it's time for the feedbackers.
I think it's time for the feedbackers as well.
Can I give a bulletin update just so I can share something extraordinary with the group as a fun fact? I just had a call for a moment that I took for 30 seconds. And it was word that no matter we've been working with people defrauded financially with law enforcement, I won't say what branch, what part, they were just like, we're moving forward. And I could not, I have tears forming my eyes a moment ago, filling my heart and soul, because we teach integrity-based human influence. And this will be about the 6th case we work with law enforcement on to bring somebody to justice. That's not the work we do in the world, but people in the financial markets. Obviously, when people do bad things, it gives everybody a bad rep, and we've been on something for a while. So that just happened. They'll read it in a all points bulletin. Breaking news. Yes, let's go.
That is beautiful. Congratulations. Congratulations. So this is the time on that note. In integrity, judges, we get to give feedback in the form, give back in the form of feedback. So it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for either Jesse or Melissa, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then a little scoring system, as Jesse may have let out of the bag earlier. However, because I'm dyslexic, I do things a little backwards. And A is you would rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have to have a longer conversation with Melissa or Jesse. Hopefully no one's going to get a root canal today. B is, you would invite them to a cup of coffee and just to have a little bit of longer conversation and get to know them. C is you would invite them to Capitol Grill, have the seafood tower, the nice juicy steak. Unless you're a vegan, of course, maybe you're having salad and French fries, but you're not going to skip dessert and coffee because you want to have the longest meeting with them possible. So that would be C. And D is you would rent a private jet from Jesse, of course, stop and pick up Andrea Cataneo and fly anywhere in the world just to have a longer meeting with Melissa or Jesse. So Peter, let's kick this off with you. And how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Jesse?
Okay, well, I thought they both made very strong, compelling presentations. All I would have to say is there were 2 things that I learned in sales, right? There's nothing as sweet as the sound of someone's own name. So I might just say, say Bella, like maybe in a 30-second conversation, you might want to say Bella, maybe 3 or 4 times. And the other thing that I've learned is that when you're selling something, you got to give to get, right? So I think I've always tried to, especially in more recent years, I always make it very, very clear what your benefit is going to be by doing this, as opposed to the 20 other things that you could be doing with the same budget dollar. So I don't know, just some sales feedback there in general.
And Peter's like a cup of coffee. Is it like seafood tower and private room? Is it a PJ? Like, what's the follow-up?
Wait, can you repeat that? I didn't hear the first part of the question.
Yeah. So the question is like, what would happen next? Is it a cup of coffee? Is it a private room at the Capitol Grill? Or is it a personal jet going somewhere?
Any of the above. Those are all suitable. I mean, again, you got to know your customer, right? So if your customer is someone who likes the high life, yeah, a private jet ride would certainly do.
Yeah.
If it's a rock and roller, you say, hey, I'll take you to the next I'll take you to the next Maroon 5 concert. I got seats, or I've got front row seats. How does that sound?
That sounds great. Well, awesome job, Peter. Thank you. Bella, let's go.
Let's do it. Let's go. Next up, let's go. Henry, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Melissa?
Yeah, I think, Melissa, you did a great job in articulating what you're looking to achieve. What I've learned in cultivating relationships, it's very important to understand what are the unique needs and wants of your ideal customer. Now, in this case, you're looking for an investor. Not all investors are going to be beneficial for you. So when I was looking for investors for, one of my companies, it's very important that not just financial support, but that they had deep insights into the industry, that they shared the values of the industry I was looking to penetrate and be successful in. So I think aligning a little bit of that persona in terms of what investor you really need that will be beneficial to you and help you grow and scale your company to the level that you envision it, then there's shared value. And I think there is where you really get the biggest opportunity in terms of an investor and the type of person.
So Henry, for Melissa, are we looking like cup of coffee, Capitol Grill?
No, for me, it's Capitol Grill. I'd love to have dinner, learn a little bit more about your objectives. What are the passions and the drivers behind the company? And how do you see it in 5 years, and how is it going to scale?
Awesome. Henry, thank you for that. Great job, Melissa. Bella, Capitol Grill dinner coming up. Let's go.
Capitol Grill dinners are coming up. Next up, let's go, Gerard. Gerard, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Jesse?
So for Jesse, I thought he did a great job. I did think that there was an assumption of yes going in, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Right? Sometimes an assumption of yes is good, but if you don't know, I mean, it was very much okay, almost like taking an order. I'm going to send you a bill, and I felt like that there was just a little bit of a lack of kind of making a connection, right? So anyway, that's just an observation that I had from that perspective.
Awesome. Well, Gerard, thank you very much. And cup of coffee, PJ, Capitol Grill. What's coming next?
What is the PJ?
Private jet.
Oh, private jet. I would say a cup of coffee. I wasn't wowed necessarily, but I would definitely be interested in learning more and pursuing it.
A cup of coffee, maybe a Danish. Come on.
Maybe Danish. Let's go. Rockin' Roxy, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Melissa? Just unmute for us, Roxy.
I think, first of all, I think both Jesse and Melissa both gave great presentations, and that's what they were asked to do. And it's kind of hard to have a connection when you're not in front of somebody, even through a Zoom call. So I want to say that both you had different parties that you were speaking to. Melissa, yours to the investment marketplace, and yours, Jesse, to a customer. And I think at the end of the day, for both of you, you did this well to your limitation, but it's all about the connection with whom you're speaking to first and foremost in anything in life. And I think the fact that Andrea, has brought such an incredible, all of you, incredible group of men and women. I would think for both of them, the next meeting for me, for both of them, Capitol Grill. I mean, I have things I want to talk to Melissa about on business side that we can talk about later. I really commend you what you've built. And same with you, Jesse. I think you have a wealth of experience and connections that I just think that you'd be fun to hang with and all that we could all do together. So I commend both of you.
Awesome.
It's about the.
Yeah. Roxy, thank you. Bella, I'm sensing a Kona rub filet, perhaps a seafood tower. That's what I'm hearing for Roxy. Come on, Bella.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing for Roxy, and that sounds super fun. And let's go last but not least, Andrea Cataneo, your feedback, 30 seconds for whomever you would like to give feedback to. Or both, if you could do it in 30 seconds.
Watch me. Watch me.
I am watching. That timer's going off. Go.
Jesse,
Down to 22 seconds.
Jesse, you established a level of comfort and rapport. You're friendly. You got to yes. True, it was a layup. Next time we're going to have you really struggle from the very beginning where you don't know someone, but great job. And I think the optimization really is just to ask more questions, but I really think you did a great job. Melissa, at the beginning, I really loved your passion for what you're doing. I think some of the things that have been said, I'm going to echo the connection and finding a little bit more about the specific needs, even though it's an investor, might help with that initial connection, because I happen to know how much Bella loves fashion, and you might have found that out earlier, and she would have been so interested. So anyway, great job. I thought you were both fantastic, and I want to have Capital Grill dinner with the seafood tower with both of you.
Awesome. Thank you,
Andrea. And I'm just going to jump in real quick. Andrea, I was hoping you would say that, Melissa, because I had a whole fashion business for 10 years and had to ask a couple questions. Like, you would have gotten a lot of information out that really could have helped. So,
Yeah,
Andrea,
rookie mistake.
No, Melissa, we're here to learn. She's always trying to dress me, Melissa. Like, that's what's happening all the time. Yes,
that's true.
So great job, Melissa, and great job, Jesse, for sure. Not an easy spot to be in, and you did wonderfully. Great job, Andrea Cataneo. You're my friend, not her friend. She's going to try to put the screws to me now. Don't let her. Bella, over to you.
Yes, Andrea. As you know, and everybody, this is the time in the show that I get to put my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about, because I've been cooking them up as the show has been going on. And ultimately, Andrea, you get to choose what scenario that Sean goes from hello to yes on. You can change anything about my scenario, or you can scrap them all together and come up with something much, much harder on your own. Are you ready to hear what I have?
I'm ready
for today?
Bring it on.
All right. So option number one is, I thought Sean could role play me, and somebody else could role play Sean. Excuse me, no, Melissa. And Sean is going to go from hello to yes with himself to invest in Melissa's platform for Bella Verita. So that is option number one. Option number two is, I like Jesse's scenarios, but I thought Sean could role play Jesse, going from hello to yes with someone who's like teetering on hiring a private jet, but not really sure if it makes economical sense. And the yes that he is seeking is not to send information, but to actually get a decision that yes, the private jet does make more sense. And so we're going to go that route instead of the commercial route. So that is option number two. And in full transparency, I was like looking up some stuff in New York and Blowfield, and I couldn't come up with something number three so fast today. So Andrea, if you've got a number three on the top of your head.
I do. And it's actually, I want Sean to be Gerard, and I want Gerard to basically, Sean is going to convince Gerard to invest in his blockchain company, because Sean loves blockchain and Bitcoin. It's something that's been in his heart, for he just knows that it's the next best way to make $1 billion, and he wants to invest all of his money. So he's going to try to convince Gerard that that's the smartest way for him to spend his money. That's what I want.
Okay, so Andrea, so I am Gerard, right? Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay,
and Gerard is going to role play
Gerard
with
is
you.
playing me, or Gerard is playing me?
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
And Gerard, just so you know, Sean is not a huge fan of Bitcoin. This isn't something that he invests in, nor does he advocate for people to invest in. So this should be fun.
Well, that is slightly overstated, but yes, a general.
I thought it would be fun.
So super fun. Okay, so hi, is Mr. Callaghy available?
This is he.
Hey, Mr. Callaghy, it's Gerard. We had a 3-minute conversation scheduled for today. Is it still a good time for you?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so thanks so much for taking the call. I know that you have a lot of decisions to make. I also know that Bitcoin and blockchain stuff is not the top of your list of to-dos. So I'm just curious, what prompted you to accept this conversation for today, Mr. Callaghan?
Well, so I've been looking at the news lately, and I saw that the SEC just approved the spot Bitcoin ETFs. I see that it's happening in institutional investors. I think they're all crazy, and I think the whole thing's a scam. But I've heard good things about you, and I thought I'd be at least willing to give you a shot.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that a ton. And can I ask this? Like, I've read a lot, understand a lot. I'm clear that you want to bring great positive change and acceleration to the world. But in terms of investing financially, what's the motivator, the why behind how you approach things, please?
Look, at the end of the day, I've got a certain number of days left, and I want to bring value to the world, right? And we've made a lot of money, and I owe that to our investors. But at the same time, we want to add value. The problem that I have with this scam that you're bringing to me is I've seen so many. Look, there have been so many scams. So many people have lost their money. There's been so much fraud. Look, it to me, it looks like just a terrible blight to society. So, if you could convince me differently, I'm open. But that's where I'm starting from.
Yeah, no, appreciate that enormously. I know we only have about a minute to go, Mr. Callaghan. I'm clear on your integrity. I'm clear on your certainty. Can I share a couple of things that may or may not resonate with you?
Certainly.
Yeah. So I'm very clear of your power to create influence. I'm clear that you've shattered sales records on Tony Robbins stage, won all these top jury verdicts. You've done all these things in philanthropy, all of it. So straight to the point, I'm having this conversation with you because of your ability to influence people and because you want to bring value integriously to people. I'm also clear that there have been endless scams in this space. I'm also clear that there are endless scams in everything. This, because of its lack of regulatory oversight, has been just a more open area. I also hear you speak out about coaching very frequently, life coaching, business coaching, and all the scam, shams, and insanity in program sales and how you're cleaning that industry up as well. So we're at time, but what I am proposing to you as somebody who I am clear brings people to the authorities is bringing people down that are negative and bringing people up that are doing things integriously and positively. So I would appreciate a 30-minute conversation. I will pick you up in Bella Verita with her feisty funness in a private jet, and we'll fly to anywhere you want to fly to have this conversation, because I'm absolutely certain that there's things that you can't possibly know and understand yet. You talk about helping people see what they don't see. And with complete respect, you see so much in this industry, but there's things that you don't see. So I'd love to unblind you to the power of this, because saying this doesn't exist is like saying you don't like computers. It's just incorrect. Fundamentally, this is what it is. You don't believe in AI. Of course, scams in computers, scams in AI, scams in blockchain, Bitcoin, but this is not only here to stay, it's the future. It's a question of how you approach that future. So, Mr. Callaghan, I'm happy to have a 30-minute Zoom, happy to pick you up in the private jet, whatever you say, but how would it resonate with you or not? To have either 30-minute Zoom call or go somewhere in a private jet and talk for longer? Please, sir.
Well, I'll tell you, there's one area that I'm very interested in, and that is I'm interested in two things. I'm interested in working with fraud resolution organizations, and I'm interested in working with standard setting organizations so that we can separate the real value in the industry from the garbage. And if you're willing to take me down that road, working with either of those two, then I'm all in.
Yeah. Mr. Callaghan, that is the road we're going down. That is what we are a stand for in the world, because as you are very clear, the discernment and creation of value is something that requires standards, regulation. Otherwise, you're here for a minute, we're here forever. So you have my word on that. So is it the Zoom or the PJ, please?
Let's do the PJ.
Let's go. And where do you want to go to?
I would like to go to Amsterdam.
All right, let's go. I understand that you've been there a time or two, even though I also understand you've never done a drug in your life. Maybe not Belgium. We'll see you in Amsterdam. Out of roll, Gerard, thank you so much for playing me. That was super fun. And how, Gerard, did I do as you in that conversation?
I think you did better than I did, Dylan. I think you played me better than I did. But I will tell you this, in all honesty, I do work with fraud and fraud resolution organizations, and we are setting standards, and that is something that I am very personally passionate about. So that was awesome.
Gerard, I am honored to meet you. I'm thankful to meet you because I'm clear that, and this is an area that I have a micro understanding in. I'm a grain of sand to your Godzilla in the space, I'm sure. But standard setting and the elimination of fraud is fundamental. Thank you for that, because this is the future. I mean, it just is, right?
I'll share one thing with you. We've been asked by the United Nations to help the UN set global standards on blockchain. So developing the curriculum for the United Nations Internet Governance Forum, Dynamic Coalition on Blockchain Assurance. That'll be in Saudi Arabia this year. So it is something that we're very passionate about.
Yeah, I'm receiving that in my heart. Thank you, sir. And Gerard, overall, congratulations on being a world leader. I mean, that's what you are. And thank you for being here. And how was your time overall on Andrea Cataneo's Heart of Influence, Gerard?
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Melissa, thank you for being here. Thank you for stepping into the participant seat. Never an easy place to be. You did an outstanding job, Melissa. Appreciate you. And how was your time today, Melissa, on Andrea's Heart of Influence?
It was a lot of fun meeting everybody and hearing everybody's stories. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you. Great job. Peter, thanks for kicking us off in the feedbacker seat. Loved your feedback. Insightful, in depth, all of it. Great certainty as well. You're a great communicator. I'm sure you know that. Everybody here is always in Andrea shows. And Peter, how was your time today on the Heart of Influence?
It was great, very productive. Appreciate meeting everyone. We all have a lot in common, that we're all big time introverts. No, just kidding. I hope we all stay in touch. Find me on LinkedIn if you'd like, or just through Andrea. There's only one Peter Seltzberg that I know of. That's me.
Not confused, Peter. Belle, Verita, we've got some other friends.
We do have some other friends. Go with our pro soccer, almost jet flying friend Henry. How was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
It was great. I really appreciate learning about everyone's background. I like the role playing. I thought that was pretty unique to experience that. And similar to Peter, I'm on LinkedIn, looking to stay connected with anyone. More importantly, if I could be of any service to help you, please let me know. I'm happy to connect.
Thank you, Henry, and did a wonderful job today as well. Andrea always brings together extraordinary humans. Bella.
Let's go with our friend that kicked us off into the participant seat. Jesse, I really like this idea of flying as a team to Grand Cayman in a PJ, so I'll see what I can do. But Jesse, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence? Just unmute for us, buddy.
It was delightful. Thank you, Andrea, for getting back to me on my email, the original one to you.
He was pitching me, and we had a conversation, and here he is.
That's awesome.
On a Saturday at that. But yeah, it was a really good experience. My only regret is giving myself a layup with a referral from you, Sean. But I appreciate the constructive criticism, Gerard. I always like to hear whether I'm doing good or bad. And that's allowed me to, one, retain clients and become a better broker. But I really just see myself as a fiduciary in the aviation space. So constructive criticism always helps.
Love fiduciary in the aviation space. Love that congruent uniqueness so people are curious. Great job, Jesse. Bella, Verita.
Let's go. I don't know. There she is. Rockin' Roxy. If you want to unmute for us, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
Well, first of all, I'm glad to meet you, Bella and Sean. If it wasn't for Andrea, I don't think any of us would be on this call. I've been following Andrea's career for a couple of years. And I think mine as well. So when she asked me this week to be on the show, first of all, I almost backed out because of family, but because of Andrea, I'm here, and I'm grateful. This is a great event. This is an extraordinary opportunity to meet some wonderful folks, from Alyssa to Jesse to Peter, Henry, you, Sean, and of course you, Gerard. I love the fact, Andrea, that you brought these incredible minds together today, incredible souls. And for you, I can imagine, we talk about drinking wine once in a while. I can imagine you sitting back going, I want this guy to talk to that person. And this was such a great conversation. Thank you, Andrea. This is such an amazing forum that you, Sean, and Bella have developed. How many more people can I help you do the same thing with? It was so much fun. And I know that all of us will connect again over coffee or at the grill or come to Nashville. I'm there and we'll go kick it up and have some real drinks. Anytime.
That's where she's from.
Fun, so much fun.
And Roxy, I just have to ask in final, thank you for all those kind words. Fully aligned. I know we're at time, so we'll be at it here in 2 minutes. But did you know Kenny Aronoff? Is that a name you're familiar with, the drummer Kenny Aronoff?
It's crazy, Sean. I didn't know any of the drummers really on my whole time because I grew up at a time that girls didn't play drums, right? But I just heard these sounds. So I grew up off of sounds and then as years went on, they're like, you play like Bono. This one, I'm like, oh, you're probably right, but they were all giants, right? Being a woman as a drummer is a much different dynamic. Okay, people don't give us the creds, if you will. So all I can say that they're all phenomenal, and I've taken little bits and pieces of all of them, just like a pianist would do for another piano player. But this was such a great Troy. Thank you, guys. I will connect with all of you on LinkedIn because you're all so cool. And thank you, Andrea.
Yeah, Keith Moon is my favorite drummer.
Oh, he's an amazing. That's who that's why I'm mock. I can play like Keith Moon, by the way. So
Sean, why do you think it is that nobody knows the name of the guy who played that solo in Jack and Diane?
I don't think anyone. Let me say this quickly. In the music
That's
world,
a pretty good solo.
Yeah.
American populace does not even know who wrote a song or performed a song. But if you go to anyone in Europe or Canada, they know the name of the writer, the performer, the drummer. It's just a different part of culture, right? All they want to do is enjoy the music. That's cool too, right? For me as a performer, I was as well. If it sounded good, if I could play it, woohoo! So
Thank you, and Roxy, thank you. But if you talk to Kenny, Kenny's been in my home multiple times. If you talk to Kenny, he would say that sometimes the lead artist shields everyone and takes the credit.
They do.
Yeah, and so with Jack and Diane, obviously huge but he played with Meatloaf, he played with Springsteen, he played the Kennedy Honors 7 times, he played Barack Obama's inauguration.
Well, everybody knows that Eddie Van Halen played guitar on Michael Jackson's "Beat It," so I'm just wondering why the drummer didn't get credit for that solo on someone else's track.
Could have been, but definitely Kenny Aronoff wrote a book about it, and so we could dig deeper into it there. Kenny's an amazing dude, but time. So
hey, Roxanne, I'm gonna be in Nashville later this month or next month. I'm not sure, but I'd love to connect with you. And we're doing a lot with
for the Bitcoin conference. I'm going to be there as well, so I'll hook up with you. Okay,
definitely connect. And I know Sean is going to need to wind up because he's at time and probably has another meeting. But you have some final words. Back to you, Sean.
Just really quickly, thank you everybody for being here, and we'll connect everybody together. Andrea will certainly take care of it on behalf of Andrea Cataneo, Bella Verita. We couldn't thank you enough. And in final, 3 quick gifts for you if you want to connect further and meet other extraordinary folks. Next Wednesday, you're all invited back, 8 a.m. There's nothing sold there, but we do work on influence. We drop into rooms, meet some people. There'll be about 100 folks that have been on Heart of Influence, other people on Unblinded. That's 1. 2, our group influence book. I'm sure you've read a ton of books. Guaranteed, there's no book better on understanding the science of not only public speaking, management, and leadership. Guaranteed. Like, you put that book against anything you've ever read. I wrote it, 27 years of study. Results I produced are literally unparalleled, and it's their diversity of application. That's our gift to you. Finally, we have a business acceleration session. In that, again, nothing will be sold to you. In that session, we'll rock your world how to exponentially grow things. That's our greatest core mastery, is how to take your influence and create exponential growth. And we're not talking about websites, writing books and things, micro distinctions that will truly profoundly resonate as reality. So thank you for that. Andrea, 15 seconds on anything you want to add in final?
This is an amazing platform. I encourage you to come. See you Wednesday. I'll help you guys register and join the morning.
Thank you, Bella Verita. Bella, any of your final?
No, just thank you all for being here, and definitely download that guide in the chat and speak to someone on our team, because if you could take one thing away, why would you not? Sean, back to you.
Absolutely. And final, we end every show by saying this: I may be physically blind, which I am, but so often are our opportunities for exponential acceleration, no matter where we are. like there's always an exponential multiplier. It may not be money or time, but impact that we have in the world. Those opportunities are so often right in front of us, but at some level, Bella, Verita, Andrea, Cataneo, everybody, we are all blind.
And just
Learning
learning to see. Bye-bye,
Thanks,
everyone.
It's a pleasure. Great job, everybody. Thank you.